Hi guys, I'm Sarah Bent from spunkyandsporty.com, and today I am going to be doing a video on lunches. So kids lunches, school lunches, that kind of thing. So I don't know if you guys are having the same issues as me, but I just feel that I really need to do a video on this because my guys are incredibly picky eaters. So if you guys are having the same thing with your kids where you just see a lot of money being thrown out and wasted because every time they come home from school, most of the lunch isn't even eaten, okay? So, and you just end up throwing it out because it's just a waste. Anyway, so what I am going to do today is I want to talk to you guys about what I do for school lunches because I'm not a packaged person. I do as a last resort, okay? I really don't like packaged food. I prefer to do the healthy route, the balanced healthy route. So if you guys are stuck with coming up with ideas that is healthy and balanced for your kids and nutritional, then stay tuned for here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a bunch of things at the end with a menu that I've compiled for my kids that have worked. And even though, you know, it's not 100%, okay, it's not 100% foolproof because my kids are still really picky, and there's times where they're like, you know what, I've already had this, I don't want to have it again, or they get tired of it, so you constantly have to be creative and switch it up with other things. So I'm going to post what I've done because I've come up with some different things that have really worked, because I used to actually have a daycare. So I ran home daycare for over 5 years, and I was adamant about having healthy foods for those kids. So I dealt with children that were from 12 months up until almost age 5. And at that time, I did a menu for a whole month. Sorry, not for a whole month. Actually, it was a month. Sorry, it was 4 weeks. Yeah, so it was 4 weeks. So every week they would have, you know, the set thing, but it was rotational and there's different things thrown in there. So I actually have 4 weeks done up that I'm going to post on here to show you guys sort of things that worked for me and that kept it fun and exciting, because I find, depending on whatever age, my kids are 9 and 10 and they are incredibly picky eaters. It just drives me insane. I'm tired of wasting the money and throwing the food out. And you know, it's hard to always come up with new ideas and being creative. So I'm going to post a picture or a couple pictures of what I did for lunches, sort of give you an idea of what I do give them. I do give them quite a bit. I tend to be more having a main lunch and then having a bunch of snacky foods. So, or else I do sort of a bunch of snacky things that, you know, instead of doing just a lunch, because I don't do the sandwiches anymore. They are done with sandwiches. They don't eat sandwiches anymore. I just throw the sandwiches out. So I don't do sandwiches. I do wraps sometimes, sort of just wrap them up and then cut them in 4s. That way it just seems a little more fun to eat. And so I stuff it with different things in there, and I'll give you an idea for that as well. But what I try to do is I try to do something out of every food group, okay? And, you know, sort of, I guess I don't even know how to give it to you as a great idea, but I guess posting it, you know, with the pictures so that you guys can actually see what it is and you can mark it down and see more of what I'm talking about. But just to give you an idea, I guess, would be something like macaroni and cheese in, you know, so they have a hot lunch, and then with grapes, and then I did like a little container of veggies. So I did little baby tomatoes, I did sliced cucumbers and carrots, all in container, and then I do a dip. So either I make my own dip, and what I sometimes use is I like to do half mayonnaise and half sour cream, and I either put in a soup mix. They don't like onion soup mix, but the leek, like cream of leek soup, the dry package, if you mix that in with that, it's so awesome. So I do that as a dip, or I do hummus. So I do different hummuses because there's so many different ones that are out there. I try to go with more neutral because I tend to find that my kids don't like all the different flavored ones, like the garlic or the onion ones or the other ones that are out there, okay? So I try to keep it simple for them. Sometimes they go for that, so they have something to dip their vegetables in. Or I do popcorn, things like that. So I'm going to give you an idea of different things. Okay, so you guys saw that I posted a picture there of the lunch that I did send my little boys to school with. So just to give you an idea of what I was serving them, just because then it gives you an idea of, you know, you want to mix fruit, you want to mix vegetables, you want to have a hearty lunch, thing like that. So you just want to have something balanced. So anyway, I printed these off because I'm not going to remember everything that I've done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you a few days to give you an idea of what I did. And what I'm going to do is I make all these, okay? As much as I can, I take the time to actually make things that are homemade. So I don't want to go to the store and buy muffins. I'd rather make them for them so that I know the ingredients that are going into the foods for my kids. And also, I'm not a big fan of a lot of milk products, so I don't like a lot of packaged things like yogurts or the packaged, you know, like not the 100% cheese. I mean, if I'm going to give my children cheese and crackers, then I'm going to cut the cheese myself. I'm not going to give them like a cheese strip or cheese string, whatever you call those things. I just don't find those are real cheese. I don't know. I'm really picky with what I give my kids, okay? Also cookies, if you're going to give them a treat like that, I'd rather make them homemade so that you know exactly what's going in them, okay? So you know if you're making chocolate chips, there's going to be sugar, flour, eggs, and chocolate chips, okay? So I try to make things as real as possible instead of giving them a lot of chemicals and packaged things and processed stuff. And anyway, I think you're getting the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read some of these. This is what I serve to my daycare children as well. So when I did have a daycare, I did up a menu for the parents so that when they were applying for the daycare, I had a parental package for them, and this was included in it so that obviously if there were any allergies or foods that the children haven't tried yet, they would know exactly what I'm serving in the daycare, okay? So, and plus they would know that it's a balanced food. So I don't go out and buy a lot of things that are, hey, you know what, I'm giving your kids hot dogs and macaroni and cheese every day. And, you know, so I wasn't that kind of daycare at all. So anyway, going forward here, I know I ramble and I'm sorry. So what I did, so for like a morning snack, you would do a banana, so do a piece of fruit, or in English, I like doing English muffin pizzas. Okay, so what I do with that is you get English muffins and then you toast them first so that the kids go to school with a toasted bun. You put the pizza sauce on top, and then you can either do little pepperonis or however your child likes it, and then just top it with mozzarella cheese. Okay, so I do a banana, English muffin pizza. A salad. My kids are not huge salad eaters, but again, I'm trying to get them more into the vegetables and things like that. So just having a little bit of a salad just to have a balance for that. And then I did Jell-O and whipped cream. Okay, again, whipped cream is not something you would really actually, it wouldn't work for school, but anyway, Jell-O could. And then, or veggies and dip. Okay, so then for another snack. And then, like I said before, veggies, you cut them up into little things. Try to make it colorful and fun for them in a container. The containers that I choose to use are more of the see-through ones. I find I've done the colored route and they don't even look in them because they can't see in it. Half the time they're not going to open them up. I mean, that's the way my kids are. I don't know if your kids are the same. I just try to make things really simple so that they see a lot of color, it's exciting, and they want to see what's inside, okay? So I try to stay away with a lot of juice. They have juice at breakfast here, so I tend to either buy them milk at their school or I send them with a bottle of water or a thermos with water. The thermos that I do recommend, I forget the name of it offhand, but it is awesome. I got it at Canadian Tire. And anyway, what it does is it keeps your food or your drinks hot for 6 hours or cold for 12. And it is absolutely amazing. So then, because I do like to give a lot of hot foods for my children. So with macaroni and cheese, it's actually nice when you open up your thermos and it's actually still warm for lunch. So they really like that. Going forward, so another idea would be this. So apple slices, turkey sandwiches, which I don't like doing sandwiches. I know I've already mentioned that, but you can do turkey. What I do, I buy the real deli turkey. I don't do any of those sliced meat things. I like to go straight to the deli. Pay a little extra because you know that those are your children and you want to feed them healthy. So get the sliced meat from the deli. and do it in a wrap instead, and then cut it up in four so that's all wrapped up and it looks like fun. Okay, so turkey sandwiches but in a wrap. Do carrots and celery again. You can do peach slices, crackers and cheese, or crackers and cheese and meat. Okay, but I mean, if you're doing turkey sandwiches, you're probably not going to do the redundant of the meat. Okay, so I know I'm rambling. Okay, I hope this is giving you some ideas for lunches. So anyway, again, either do the milk or the water for them to drink. I try to stay away from a lot of sugar, extra sugar that's in juice. But if you do want to do the juice, I definitely stay away from concentrate. I would rather go with the 100% juice with no sugar added. It's just natural juice from either the oranges or the apples, nothing added. Okay, so non-concentrate. Going forward. Okay, so now the next one I have is yogurt. So if you want to do yogurts, I'm not a big fan of the tubes or those pouring things. I'd rather get a big container and then scoop it out into little containers for my kids, and then do cantaloupe so that if they want to dip the cantaloupe in the yogurt, that's another thing for them too. Spaghetti and meat sauce, you can do that in the thermos so it stays hot for them, so they have their hot lunch. They have milk and they have a tossed salad or mixed fruit or a muffin to go with that. Okay, so mixed fruit, not the canned stuff or the jar stuff. I'm talking you're going to go and you're going to buy fruit and you're going to cut it up, and that's your mixed fruit. So buy some grapes, buy some like apples, buy some cantaloupe, watermelon, whatever those little things are, chop them up so they have all these little like bite sizes stuck in a container again. Okay, so that's your mixed fruit. No added syrup, no added sugar, fruit. And then a muffin if you want to do muffins. Make your own at home, guys. Come on, like take the time on a weekend and make some muffins. So, or even freeze them because they can be frozen, and then thaw them out and then serve them, you know, for their lunches. Okay, so blueberry muffins, raisin bran muffins, carrot muffins. You can do chocolate chip muffins. Chocolate chip can be like their treat for the day. Another thing too, here's another day. So French toast strips, my kids absolutely love these. Okay, so if you're doing French toast in the morning, you just cut up the little breads, and then you don't really need the syrup, but you can always add the syrup if they want to dip it in, just so that would be like their treat. So French toast strips, I'm not talking about the frozen ones that you just throw into your toaster and then you give that to your kid. Come on, guys, you can make toast. You just take a piece of bread and mix it with an egg and some milk, and then put it in the frying pan. Do not add oil. You can add a little bit of butter, but come on, let's try to make it low fat and healthy, okay? And then just cut them up and let them cool. Stick them in a container for them for school. A banana, tomato soup. I don't know if your kids are big soup eaters. Mine aren't, but I keep trying. So soup, and then they can have a sliced meat sandwich, you know, or again with the wrap, or if you do want to do sandwiches, again, a sliced meat. So do turkey or anything healthy from the deli. Nothing processed, nothing in the package, straight from the deli. And then you can do a pudding for a snack or little bagel bites. And I'm not talking about those frozen bagel bites either. I'm talking you can get little mini bagels, or you can get a bagel and then just cut them up into little pieces, and you can put whatever on top of it for their, you know, for their snack. So I mean, if you want to do little bagel bites, you can put cheese on it, just as a little snack at the end of the day, okay? Or to eat with their tomato soup instead of a sandwich. So you don't want to have a lot of carbs either, or a lot of bread, because it can get pretty heavy for the kids. Even though they are burning it off and exercising all throughout the day as well. But anyways, giving you an idea for lunches. Another one would be a chicken pot pie. Not the frozen ones. You can make them and then, you know, make it for dinner or something and use it as leftovers for their lunches. So a chicken pot pie, you can have melon. So do melon, you can even do a mixed fruit with that. Melon, cantaloupe, watermelon, mix those up for them. And do banana bread. So you can do banana bread. That's really easy. Just make that during the week or whatever, and so you have slices and ready to go for lunches too. Another good idea for snacks, even, guys, if you do like to do yogurt, you can even do yogurt with granola. So I know that a lot of adults like to eat that. Kids actually like it too. It seems to be it's a fun thing. And I know that I see those in stores too, where they have like the yogurt in the container, and then they have like the little lid stuck on top with like the cookie crumble or the granola or whatever. Don't. Okay, you can buy those. I'm not going to say no to those, but you can also do that for home as well. You can pour your yogurt into a container and then add the granola, or attach it in a separate container, and just leave a note for your kids on explain how their lunches are to be mixed, you know. So if they have the veggies, you have a little note saying, hey guys, dip for veggies, so they know the dip is for the veggies. Or here's the yogurt and here's the granola for that. Or you can even mix your fruit with the granola in the yogurt, okay, which makes a really awesome healthy snack for them. Tuna and cheese melts. I don't know if you guys have ever made these, but these are so yummy. You just take like a nice dinner bun, and you mix up tuna, and then obviously tuna with mayonnaise, and then put little cubes of cheese in it. And then you put them in the oven and you bake them just until the cheese is melted, so not on a very high heat. And just so the bread gets a little crunchy too, and they're so awesome. So anyway, that's another thing that you can do for lunches. What other things did I do? Like obviously homemade macaroni and cheese. So I do not do the store-bought, and if I do, then I buy the Annie's, because it's organic and it's more real. And or else I just do sort of an organic noodle, so macaroni noodles, and just shred the cheese into it, okay? So, and it's so funny because when I was serving that at daycare, all the kids loved my macaroni and cheese, and when they went home, the parents tried to give them Kraft Dinner. Not that I'm knocking Kraft Dinner, I was a total fan of that growing up as well, loved it. So I'm not knocking any brands out there, but anyway, the parents would come back to me and say, you know what, I tried serving my kids Kraft Dinner and they won't eat it anymore. So, and I said, well, why don't you try homemade, because they actually, you know, kids really like homemade real food. So, what else did I have here? What about like celery sticks and cheese? Not Cheese Whiz, but you can do like little, you could do like a cheese dip. I mean, you can make a cheese dip. There are things like that that you can, and have that as a side. And carrot sticks, so celery, cheese, and carrot sticks are good. Or again, doing it with the dip, with the hummus or your homemade dip. What else can I say here? Rice and mixed veggies. That could be a good one too. So a nice hot lunch for them. Rice with mixed veggies, so making that again probably the night before, or having it as, you know, a dinner or something, and then have it leftovers. Not that they probably want to have it for lunch the next day if they had it for dinner the night before, but if you want to make that up for their school lunches ahead of time, you know, that's a great idea too. Baked chips and salsa. So I'm a big fan of homemade salsa. It's so easy to make, guys. You can find recipes all over Pinterest or anywhere. Really, it's awesome. So however your preference is for salsa, I personally like mine more chunky, less saucy, and more tomatoey, you know, tomatoes, onions, a little bit of peppers, and all that kind of stuff. So easy to make. Kids absolutely love that, and especially when they see chips. I mean, yay, we're getting chips for lunch, right? So chips and salsa is another thing. What else? Like, I have so many ideas on here, but I really hope that helps. Oh, here's another good one. What about scalloped potatoes and mixed veggies? Okay, so that's another hot lunch idea. So scalloped potatoes and mixed veggies. So again, with the mixed veggies, I'm not talking, well, you can do frozen. You can do the frozen and then just cook them, or you can do mixed veggies where you cook corn and beans or carrots, you know, that kind of thing, and actually cut them up yourself and cook them. Okay, so that'll be your mixed veggies for them. What else? Fish sticks, but then again, fish sticks would be frozen unless you're making them. Fish is a little more complicated. If you want to do the frozen fish sticks, then that is a way. It's just kind of like chicken nuggets. Just checking that your chicken is a little more real, keeping it on the real side. So chicken nuggets and even hot dogs. You know, I really don't like hot dogs, but kids love hot dogs, so that's another thing you can stick in a thermos. That, you know, especially if you have a thermos that does keep the heat, then those are good ideas for hot lunches. I'm just trying to make a variety so that kids aren't always eating sandwiches, because every time you open up your lunch pail, you don't want to be like, oh, another sandwich. Like, I want to have a hot meal or something. And I know that schools are starting to serve more hot lunches so that kids are getting away from always having the sandwich, that they sometimes have subs or Chinese food, or you know, Pizza Hut lunches and things like that. But, you know, it's up to us parents, too, to be creative and taking the time to making sure that our kids are getting balanced meals and healthy lunches and making it fun for them to eat. And then they're excited because whenever they open up their lunch pail, they're like, yay, what's for lunch today? And I've had so many teachers telling me, oh my God, Sarah, you make the best lunches ever. And that really makes me feel good because I really take a lot of time and effort and really try to stay creative for my kids so that they really do enjoy their lunches. And the other thing I do too is put a little sticky note on top of their lunch saying, I love you, thinking of you, and kisses and hugs. They love that. And most of the time I get a little note back saying, I love you too, Mom. And so when I'm cleaning out their lunch pails, I have a little love you note back. So I hope this helps you guys. I don't know if you want me to post it. I'm going to post them at the end anyway. I'll just post a click for you so that you guys can see what I did up for a menu anyway. So just to give you guys an idea in case, because I know I talk so fast that I don't know if you're going to have time to write down everything that I wrote. Obviously not, because I'm talking like a mile a minute. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this gives you some ideas of how to serve healthy, hot, interesting lunches for your kids and your picky eaters. Okay, so anyway, I'd love to hear back from you, and if you guys have some great ideas for me too that I would be able to incorporate for my kids' lunches, I would love to hear back. Okay, so anyway, don't forget to like my video and subscribe. I'm gonna have a whole bunch more. I want to branch out and do more interesting videos, so it's not always about makeup and fashion and things like that. I want to do more that are realistic and about life. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe and comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are, and stay tuned for more. And you can check me out at spunkyandsporty.com. Okay, so anyway, check that out as well. I have all my videos posted on there, and my blogging as well. Okay, so you can follow me more with my blogging on there. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll talk to you guys soon.